Oh, hi there, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Cardwell's Cauldron here at Geektopia Island. I'm Cardwell.
And I'm Kevin.
And today, we have a deck that everyone's been talking about, especially before the set dropped, and I didn't really see any deck lists about it, so I'm going to make myself a little brew and see if it works. But we'll see. It's also a build around of what I've always made every single set that has come.
Yeah.
But before we get into it, we're going to remind you that we do have a Patreon. It only takes $1 to support us, and the link will be down below for that. Alright, the deck is called I Am the Danger. And the cornerstone of the deck is Lazav. And you know where this is going with, and hopefully the mix, the pish-posh of other cards will hopefully get the deck going there. But if you don't know what Lazav is, the Multifarious, he is a legendary shapeshifter. He's a 1/3 for a blue and a black. When he enters the battlefield, Surveil 1. And if you don't know what Surveil is, because it's been a while, so you look at the top card and then you can put it in the graveyard or keep it on top. So it's like Scry, but slightly better. Depends.
Yeah.
So he has a special power called X. Lazav becomes a copy of target creature in your graveyard with converted amount cost X, except it's named Lazav and it gains this ability. So therefore you can recopy another dude if need be, if something else comes along that's better. And we know what's happening with Lazav, but we have 4 copies of him because that's what we're making the deck out of.
Yeah. And our first major target is Kroxa, the Titan of Death's Hunger. He's a black-red for a 6/6 Elder Giant. And he enters the battlefield, sacrifice it unless it escaped, so you don't really get to keep it. But when he comes into play or attacks, each opponent discards a card, and then each opponent who didn't discard a non-land card this way loses 3 life.
Yep.
And he escapes for 2 black and 2 red. But we're not really worried so much about the escape.
Yep.
We're just trying to make sure he gets Lazaved all the time.
Yeah, this is technically a Esper control deck, but with Lazav as the winning condition. And with another card as well that we'll get to. So we won't be escaping, but if you are able to do this by turn 3 with Lazav, you're just swinging for 6 and doming them for 3, hopefully.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Because the Titans do say when he attacks, and that's the major keyword that Lazav goes off of. Because you're like, cool, make him a dude, attack, swing.
Exactly, done. And the next other Titan is a Euro, Titan of Nature's Wrath. First things first, this card's already like a $24 card, which is ridiculous. But, so 1 blue, green, we don't care about that. 6/6 comes to the battlefield, sacrifice it unless you escape it. But when he enters the battlefield or attacks, you gain 3, draw a card, then if you put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. So yeah, that's what you want to do. You want to Lazav, turn 2, put 1 in the graveyard, turn 3, just go swinging. Gaining life, drawing cards. Seems good, right?
Yeah. Next up is our boy Athreos, the Shroud-Veiled. He is a black, white, and 4 for a 4/7 god. He's indestructible. He's got the devotion to white and black that you have to have. If it's less than 7, he is not a creature.
Yep.
At the beginning of your end step, put a coin counter on another target creature. Whenever a creature with a coin counter on it dies or is put into exile, return that card to the battlefield under your control.
Put into exile. Wow, I didn't read that. I didn't finish reading that part, which could be awesome. I'm gonna make another deck with this guy for sure. So he's only 1 of the deck, and he's a box topper or whatever they're called. So hopefully he could be cheap to buy. But I think he's awesome and powerful. And if you're able to resurrect him on turn 4, then your Lazav's never going to die ever.
Yeah, you just put your coin counter on Lazav, and he always gets to come back.
And you can also put it on, if somehow this dies, Dream Trawler. He's 2 white and 2 blue, 3/5 flying lifelink. Probably one of the best Sphinx out there. Whenever you draw a card, he gets +1/+0 until end turn. Whenever Dream Trawler attacks, draw a card. Okay. Discard a card, gains hexproof until end of turn. Tap it. So, it's insane the fact that you can keep this thing alive constantly and forever and just win with him alone.
Yeah.
Especially the fact that if they don't try to kill it before attacks and you attack and you draw a card, it fuels itself to keep it there. And on this, we can get him out on turn 4, which by that time you're just winning constantly.
And it also gives you card advantage because you're
Yeah.
swinging and you're a 4/5 when you swing because you draw a card and he triggers his ability.
Yep.
You gain 4 life and you draw a card.
Yep.
So both abilities help you get there.
Exactly. And yeah, if you just keep him on the field, you win turn 4. And
Yeah.
Done.
Next up is Agent of Treachery. He is 2 blue and 5 for a 2/3. When he enters the battlefield, gain control of target permanent. At the beginning of your end step, if you control 3 or more permanents you don't own, draw 3 cards.
Yep. So basically, with Athreos and this guy, that can get really super silly. And plus, just bringing him back from the graveyard, just like, hey, I get whatever your bomb is. Thank you very much.
Yeah. And at the end of your turn, if you have more, like it doesn't trigger just one time. You just automatically get to gain 3 the whole time, which is really, really strong.
That's crazy silly. All right, now we'll get into the spells here, and we have Thought Erasure. It's a blue and a black. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose an online card from it. That player discards it, and you surveil 1. So therefore, you can take out their bomb and put your recurring nightmare in the graveyard.
Yeah. Next up is Mortify, a black, white, and 1 for destroy target creature or enchantment. It is a great instant. It is one of the best kill spells you can play right now, just because it kills. It doesn't care what it is, and it gets rid of enchantments, which are running around everywhere. All the enchantment creatures or whatever.
Yeah.
Super, super strong.
Super. The next one is Thirst of Meaning. It's one of the new draw cards, 2 and a blue instant. Draw 3 cards, then discard 2 cards unless you discard an enchantment card. So therefore, just being able to draw 3 cards, put in what you need in the graveyard, and activate Lazav on their turn, instant speed, seems pretty good to me.
Yeah. Next up is one of our favorite cards of all the standard right now. It is Connive Concoct. It is 2 blue, or one side is Connive, which is 4 mana, blue-black hybrids in 2, and then gain control of target creature with power 2 or less. And then Concoct is the other side, which is blue-black and 3, surveil 3, then return a creature from the graveyard to the battlefield.
Yep.
So you can bring back your Athreos, you can bring back your Lazav or your Agent of Treachery, and you get them early. That's the major reason it's cool, because you're like, cool, discard this dude early, bring back an Agent of Treachery on turn 3, give me your thing. Turn 4, whatever turn it is, you get this out.
Yeah.
And Connive also has its use in this deck because of Agent of Treachery. So you're like, cool, Connive, let me steal your 2-drop, and you get more things that you don't own. So you get to
draw 3 cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And Concoct, of course, Dream Trawler just wins.
It's pretty disgusting.
Yeah. Alright, and the next card is Eta Extinction, because why not? It's one of the new kill spells. 3 in a black, instant, exile target creature or planeswalker, like the top card of your library, you may put it in your graveyard. Simple as that.
And I heard a lot of people don't like this card, but it's literally a Vraska's Condemned, just without gaining life.
Yeah.
It's the same card.
And 1 less black, so you can splash it even better.
Yeah.
It's as good as Vraska's Condemned, especially if you want to put stuff in the graveyard.
Yeah.
For sure.
Next up is Shatter the Sky. It is the new Wrath of God. 2 white and 2. Each player who controls a creature with 4 or greater draws a card, then destroy all creatures.
Yep. And hopefully with, if you have Athreos, the combo is Athreos, Lazav with a coin token, and then you board wipe it. You draw a card because, Lazav is a bigger creature like a Titan, and then he comes back, and then you're still winning.
Yeah.
And it's one of a great board wipe for sure for nowadays. And one of the best sagas out there that people are just overusing this card is Elspeth Conquers Death. It's 3, 2 white. It's really the main reason why I made it Esper, because this card is so good. Exile target permanent opponent controls with converted mana cost 3 or greater. So, permanent. That's anything. Really, that's the threat. 2, non-creature spells your opponents cast cost 2 more to cast until your next turn, so they can't board wipe or counter or, play their sagas. And 3, return target creature or planeswalker card from your graveyard to the battlefield, put 1/1 counter on it or a loyalty counter on it. So there you go. There's another way to bring stuff back. Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It reminds me of the same costing one of the black one. Now I can't remember the name of it, but of the last set.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Super good. I always loved using it, and now here it is. It's a replacement but in white.
Yeah.
With that, we do get in the lands. I'm still trying to work out triple lands, to be honest. So it's a little wonky here. So we have Castle Locthwain, the black one swamp that you can pay 3 and draw a card for each card in your hand. Card in your hand. Draw a card. You lose life equal to the number of cards in your hand. Simple as that. Castle Vantress enters the battlefield tapped unless you control an island, and then you pay 2 and 2 blue and scry 2, which is good. It's what you really need.
Like, these lands are good just because if you have nothing else to do, you get to do that ability.
Yeah.
That's why they're there.
Exactly. Now, of course, we have the shock lands. So we have Godless Shrine, Hallowed Fountain, and also Watery Grave. And then we have some temples. We have Temple of Deceit, which is the black-blue, Enlightenment, blue-white, Silence, white-black. And we have the basic lands as well, Island, Plain, Swamp. So I will run this through Arena, of course, and see what can be changed for sure. I've noticed that people are using more like Fabled Passage and like taking out the temples, so that might be a better way of going at this. But we'll definitely see about that. And with that, we don't have sideboard necessarily. We have honorable mentions, which can either be cards that I thought to put in the main deck but took them out, or it can definitely be used in sideboard for your local meta. And the first one is Lazav Plating. It's 1 in a blue instant, amass 1, which is man, but you and your permanents you control gain hexproof until end of turn. So when you're playing against a Simic Ramp deck and they're like mass manipulation, you're like, no, don't target any of my stuff.
Don't take them. They're mine.
Because I'm tired of that happening.
Next up is Chromatic Lantern. It is 3 for an artifact. Lands you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool, and then it has tap, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. This is really only in the deck for the sideboard or reasons to play the 2 Titans.
Yes.
So it gives you your way to play red or green for the Titan.
Like, I thought of putting this main deck, but then if I did, then I might as well make it all 5 colors, and then it just becomes a Niv Mizzet deck, which he's a master at, so I'm just going to let him make that, pretty much.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of give or take there for sure. The next one, Elspeth's Nightmare. It's 2 in a black. Destroy target creature or opponent controls with power 2 or less, so for the aggro matchup. Target opponent reveals their hand, choose non-creature, non-land card from the player, discards it, and then pay 3, exile target opponent's graveyard. So this is really good against Witch's Oven 2 as well, because there's a lot of 2-drop powers that you want to kill, like the 3 black creature, Gary, the cat, and then exile your opponent's graveyard, so they can't do any of the stuff again. Yeah.
And then finally we have Leyline in the Void. It is 2 black and 2, and if it starts in your opening hand, you put it in play. And it's if a card is put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead.
Yep.
So it just removes their graveyard so they can't do all the Witch's Oven silliness or any kind of recursion at all.
Yeah, exactly. Depending on your local meta, you could probably put 4 in your main board just to be safe, because everyone's tired of the graveyard being another deck, pretty much.
Yeah.
With that, that is the deck. I am the Danger. Lazav, doing what he can do. Hopefully you enjoyed your stay here at Geektopia Island, and you have a good day.
Later.
Goodbye.
Also, guys, I just remind y'all to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and if you want to keep up to date on all our future content, make sure you click that bell. It'll give you all the notifications you need.
With that, we'd like to go ahead and give a big thank you to all our fans that support us through the year, and especially our Patreon support people. We do like to give a shout out to our Mythic and Above supporters, and that would be Dwayne Higgs. Thank you very much. We love you.